Chapter 10, Hullabaloo. So before that, Chapter 9, what happened? The famous
ice monster
has arrived in London. It has come by ship and the whole streets were crowded, and our Elsie somehow managed to get under everybody's feet, and she reached, and there was a man who was trying to stop her, so she climbed over his head, and then went onto the tree, and then again finally she reached the destination. Then everyone was very, it was so huge, it could not enter through the door, so they had to even break the doors. Then ultimately they pushed it inside, and when the crate went inside, everyone shouted hurrah. And someone is coming on very special. Who's that?
Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria. She entered with all big bands and all that, so much of noise and all. How is that band sound? Can you say? Okay, small. I'm not very good at it. So band sound came, and then everyone saw one golden chariot. Queen Victoria arrived. So till there we read it. Now what happened? Yeah.
This was a hullabaloo. Chapter 10. This was a day that would go down in history. So it was only fitting that the most powerful person in the world should be there. Queen Victoria was not just the Queen of Great Britain and Ireland, but the monarch of a vast empire that spanned a globe. She had even adopted the title of Empress of India, despite the fact she had never actually been there.
So in India, the emperor Chakravarti and empress. Okay, so the India, Britain and Ireland. Okay, Queen Victoria was the Queen of Great Britain and Ireland. Monarch means the ruler of vast empire that spanned the globe. So Britain occupied so many countries, and for all the countries she is the queen. Okay, so in India she never went, but they told she is the Empress of India. Today's world, it's different. Now we say whatever happens in America, this is first it happens in America, then it happens in the world. America is dominating. But those days it was British which was dominating, because they occupied so many countries. Okay. Yeah.
There were different days. As the crowd realized that they were in the presence
of their queen,
a woman who had reigned over them for more than 60 years. They erupted in wild cheers, throwing their hats into the air.
Hurrah! So she ruled for more than 60 years. Nowadays people come, they get elections, one term, 5 years, it's maximum time. Before 5 years is completed itself, people want them back sometimes. So after 2 years they will change the chief minister or prime minister, then somebody else will come. Sometimes there will be re-elections. Okay, after the maximum 1 term. It is great if they say 2 terms, they served for 2 terms. She was queen for 60 years. Okay, so people are shouting loudly, seeing her, we are seeing our queen. So they are so happy, shouting.
The golden carriage turned to the right to pass through the gates of the museum. And Elsie seized her chance. While the sky was black with hats, leaped off the branches of tree, whoosh, and landed on top of the queen's carriage.
So you remember previous chapter? She climbed over an old man, and then that man was saying the world will come to an end, and then he told this girl, he was scolding this girl, but she climbed over his back and then jumped into a branch. No, just when the carriage turned to pass into the gates, the sky was black with hats, means everyone threw their hats. Hurrah! So the sky, imagine there are thousands of people, so thousands of hats, so sky is black with hats. So at that moment, she just leaped from the branch, whoosh, landed on the queen's carriage itself.
Third, with all the noise and commotion, no one seemed to notice these huge breach of
security. See, if security will be so tight, they won't allow other people to enter. Before and even now also, if you see any Prime Minister or Chief Minister when they are coming, that time before and afterwards there will be VIPs and then there will be security. They won't allow anyone to enter inside. They need permission and all that. So the security is breached means someone has entered onto the chariot itself, and her carriage itself she has entered. But no one noticed because all were in hullabaloo. There's a lot of things going on.
Elsie lay down flat on the roof of the carriage, so she would not be seen. In 1899, anyone getting this close
to
her Majesty without an invitation might very well pay the price with their lives.
Yeah. So in those days, if anyone goes near Queen without the permission, without the previous permission, no one dares to go. They even kill them off. You know how Rajiv Gandhi died? Rajiv Gandhi died in Sri Perumbudur. That time Satyaka was not yet born, she was in my womb, 7 months that time. One day there was a news suddenly. There was a meeting, election meeting, Sri Perumbudur. Rajiv Gandhi came. So there was a lot of people want to see, and police were they were cordoned off and people are not allowed inside. But one lady came, Tamil lady came and fell on his feet. So those days, Tamil Ilam people were fighting for the Sri Lanka. Tamil people were fighting for their own place, for their own state, Tamil Ilam. So Tamil Nadu was supporting them, but India made a pact with that time. Those days, Rajiv Gandhi supported them, Tamil Ilam, but they made a pact with Sri Lankan ministry, Sri Lankan government. So Indian army was supporting them. So this lady came suddenly and she fell on his feet, or maybe little away, but she was within that place. Nobody is allowed. And she had a bomb with what do you call it? A self-immolation, suicide bomb she had. Self-killing, suicide bomb she had in her thing. It exploded. They kept timing and all that. Then immediately Rajiv Gandhi, then some ministers around, some police, some 30 people blasted. Those days no WhatsApp, no cell phone, but news reached everyone by morning. Everybody knows this has happened that fast. Okay, so they won't allow people that close. Without invitation, if anyone comes, they will kill them. But no one noticed her.
The carriage sped into the ground of the museum and came to a half at the bottom of the stone steps. Elsie lifted her head a tiny bit and peeked over the side of the carriage.
She's lying on the carriage. When it came to stop, she just looked.
Thousands of faces They pushed against the
Pushed up against the metal railings, open mouths roaring their approval for their queen. Hurrah! Okay, so people are all, if you look at a photo, if the photo is taken, every mouth will be open, all are shouting. So thousands of people are trying to push themselves. Shall I read? The carriage wobbled slightly as Her Majesty stepped out. Carriage will shake. The queen was old but frail and tottered up the stone steps, helped by a handsome Indian attendant in a turban. So you see that movie, Queen Victoria and Abdul. This Abdul, she called him as a teacher, and so he just joined as a servant there. He took some mangoes or something from India and he reached her. So she is very frail and she was slowly walking with difficulty on the stone steps and supported by the Abdul. She was dressed from head to toe in black and wore a solemn look on her face. She had a very serious look on her face and she wore black dress. That was because she was in deep mourning for her husband, Prince Albert, even though he had died nearly 40 years before. So her husband had died for 40 years before, Prince Albert, but every year she was in the mourning, so she was wearing that black dress. Not wanting to disappoint the crowd, the queen slowly turned around and gave them a polite wave. Hurrah! She just turned them and waved like this, and everyone shouted, Hurrah! While all eyes were on the royal guest, Elsie slid off the roof and lowered herself down the side of the carriage. There she hid behind a wheel. So slowly she came down and people are watching her and hid behind a wheel. The hullabaloo must have startled the horses. Horses started neighing. Okay. As the carriage shunted backwards a little, Elsie thought she was going to be trampled to death by the horse's hoofs, but the carriage driver cracked his whip. Snap! Wow! Elsie let out a sigh of relief as the horses came to a juddering stop. She thought, because she jumped from the carriage, slid to the ground. So horses got scared. They started whining. So then they thought that they're going to stamp her, but then carriage, who is that called? The man behind the carriage, he stopped it. Okay.
He ordered the
carriage
horses.
driver. He whipped them and then told, this is the word you say for a horse to stop. Oh. That means stop. So she thought, oh my God. The girl watched from her hiding place as the queen was greeted with a bow by the director of the museum, the portly Sir Ray Lancaster, and led inside. So the museum director was there. They bow like this with respect. The huge wooden doors were closed behind her. Third, then immediately doors were closed. Now Elsie wasn't feeling too clever. All around her she could see the legs of policemen. How was she going to get inside the museum without anyone seeing her? She was desperate to do so, but Elsie had more chance of becoming the next Bishop of Canterbury.
Means when?
Archbishop of Canterbury. Close it. You can pass. So as she pondered her move on her hands and knees, the most unexpected thing happened. The carriage moved off, leaving the girl hiding behind nothing at all. She was concealed only by some air. So she was under the carriage. Carriage moved. So she is now open. Everybody can see her. She cannot hide anymore. Okay. Air is the worst thing to find yourself hiding behind. Other bad ones include, where you can hide yourself. You cannot hide yourself in the air. You'll be seen. A conker, marble. A conker is a small stone. Rabbit dropping. Wasp, pea, speck of dust, flea. Amoeba. Can you hide behind amoeba? You are so big and amoeba is so small. Like rabbit dropping. Rabbit will drop only this much. Like Phoebe dropping also is less, but this is still less. Speck of dust, a marble, so small one. So under that you cannot hide. An invisible man, how can you hide? So now she's thinking, oh, what to do? As in deep doo-doo. Meaning she's thinking what to do. Chapter 11, Human Net. Now what happened? Ha ha! The crowd outside the Natural History Museum all laughed when the little urchin was revealed hiding behind there. So people laughed. They could spot her. The policeman looked around in confusion. What happened? There. The crowd pointed at the girl, and eventually the policeman saw what was right under their noses. They saw this girl. Oh my God! Everybody could see this. She can't hide herself in the air. No, everybody saw her. They formed a circle around this uninvited guest and began closing in on her. So many police surrounded her. Surrounded means all around her. Having lived on the streets, Elsie was no stranger to running away from the police, or the Rogers, as those who spend most of the time running away from the police called them. They are called as the Rogers. Police will often catch them, okay, and they will escape. So she knows how to escape. The policemen crouched down and stretched out their arms, sure that she would try to escape by running through their legs. They thought that she will run through the legs, so they bent down to catch. We got you, growled the chief of police, Commissioner Barker. His name is Barker. He was a heavy man with a tiny postage stamp of mistake stuck over his top lip. Here, only this much mistake is there. Okay, but he's a big man. He told, we got you, and they stretched the hand thinking that she'll try to go through the legs. The circle was closing. The policemen linked arms to make themselves to human net. They covered all over so that she won't escape. Spotting the truncheons dangling from their belts, a daring thought crossed Elsie's mind. Just as the policemen were looming over her, she grabbed two of the truncheons with each hand, yanking them as hard as she could. Okay. 1 second. First, the stick carried by the police, that is called a truncheon. Okay. So, the policemen are coming. She got some idea. Two of the truncheons with each hand. There are so many policemen, no? Not with one hand. Two hands she got it, yanking them as hard as she could. She just pulled them. This brought the policemen crashing towards one another. Both police crashed with each other. Their heads knocked. Bish, bash, bosh. Oh. Both got hurt. Both hit each other because she held two of them like this and she pulled the sticks. So she pulled the sticks. So both men fell and both hit against each other. Okay, dazed and confused, the policeman tumbled backwards and collapsed onto the ground. Two policemen fell down. From above, the scene looked like a flower, with Elsie in the center and the policemen all spread out. Elsie, it's looking like a flower. This brilliant move by the urchin instantly won over the crowd, and they cheered. They all laughed so much. Hurrah! Now they are laughing at her. No one wanted to see an army of policemen win against one little mite. Okay. So she's only a small girl and all a bunch of policemen are trying to attack her. So she is gaining over them, that give happiness to the crowd. However, there was no time to lap up the attention of the crowd. Elsie darted up the steps toward the entrance to the Natural History Museum. Another squad of policemen stood guard in front of the huge wooden doors. They drew their truncheons, ready to give the little creature ready good bashing. Anyway, when the crowd is cheering her, she was not waving them and all. She is not Queen Victoria to wave at them when they are cheering. So she just wanted to enter inside. So she dashed towards the steps. But there are another policemen are there ready with their sticks, truncheons. Not wanting to receive bashing, be it in a good or a bad one, Elsie slid down the handrail. To one side of the building entrance was a drain pipe. So she slid down. There was a pipe. There was no time to think. What with her monkey feet, Elsie was soon halfway up it. She just climbed over that pipe. One bold policeman gave chase up the drain pipe, but not being blessed with monkey feet, he instantly slid back down. She just climbed over this is the pipe. Through that pipe she just, this is the pipe. So she just, with monkey cap, she just walked over that. His bottom landed right on top of another policeman's face. That policeman came and fell on another policeman. Whew, complained the one whose nose was not stuck up to others' rear end. Is one policeman's butt squeezed the another policeman's nose. So they are shouting. Needless to say, this perfect piece of slapstick was greeted by howls of laughter from the crowd. Oh, police always trouble people, crowd. So they are always happy when police get punched. So they are all laughing. After her, you fools, barked Barker. So then Barker is the police chief. He is telling, catch her. Oh, right away, Commissioner sir, said one. Form a ladder, ordered Commissioner. Make a ladder. How are you going to do that? Heaviest at the bottom. Oh, so many policemen to catch her. She is gone top of she climbed over the pipe. So one on top, heaviest one on the bottom. Like pyramid they do in schools. No? Have you seen? In their school they won't do.
I saw one time.
Yeah, that they'll climb over each other till the top. Pyramid means down. First round there will be many people. And their shoulders somewhat people. And their shoulders somewhat people. Then top only one person will be there. Like that. So form a ladder. So they're saying Barker fumed. His tiny mistake twitched. I am not part of the ladder. So then that's very kind of you, sir. Heaviest at the bottom means he is the heavy one. So that's why they're saying thank you. Then say, hey, not me, I am in charge. Now the heaviest at the bottom, then the next heaviest, then the next one, so on and so forth. They made. The policemen all started arguing among themselves. No one wanted to be at the bottom. No one wanted to be at the bottom. So by the time she'll escape, I am the lightest. No, I am the lightest. Everyone wanted. See, they made it. But everyone is arguing that. You are the heaviest by far. I lost weight. You still look fat. Oh, I just got a round face. So they are arguing who should be at the bottom. She's getting away. By the time they argued, see, she's got onto the roof and she's just going away happily. The girl was nearing the top of the drain pipe. The commissioner took charge of his human ladder, quickly ordering who went there where. Soon the policeman was directly climbing on one top of another. Then he told, okay man, that's enough of argument. Now you go there, you climb over that. Then another person, okay, got it. Done. Needless to say, the amateur acrobatics act immediately came crashing on the ground, but they are all very fat. So they are not acrobatic. She is an acrobatic.
Mom, immature means?
Immature means not experienced. They are not an experienced tightrope walkers or acrobats like her. So they are all tumbling down.
Mom, acrobats means?
Yeah. Acrobatics means like gymnastics. They will jump, they make somersault in the air. Somersault, palti ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಗಲ್ಲ ಪಲ್ಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಅದೇ acrobatics. Okay. So anyway, they all fell down. Help, someone throws on me beats. Everybody is shouting. The crowd whooped and cheered at this brilliant piece of entertainment. Oh my God! Now the queen has entered inside the museum. So people are having the entertainment looking at her. By this time, Elsie had reached the roof of the museum. She took a moment to acknowledge her adoring audience and gave them a little bow. Now she gave a bow. Now she reached the top. They are all cheering her as if she is the queen. How did she give the bow? Yeah. The crowd burst into wild laughter. Yes, she has done it. She has escaped them. Go, they say. The little girl hurried over the sloping roofs to the far side of the building, her monkey feet gripping the lid. For a moment, looking over the rooftops of London, she felt immortal. However, when a tile slipped from under her, she suddenly felt distinctly mortal. So when she saw that, that so many whole London spreading out before her, mortal means the one who dies. Immortal means God, like who never dies. She thought like she is God. But then some tile slipped means she'll fall. No, tile slipped, she'll fall. Tile slipped, she just slipped. Then she realized, oh, I'm prone to die. After all, I'm mortal. So then the title exploded to the ground. Broke and exploded. Exploded, no?
Broke into pieces.
Instantly, Elsie slammed down on the roof. She fell third and began sliding down in at speed. Fast, she is coming down. The girl rolled over in a desperate attempt to grab onto the roof. She tried to grab, and as she was about to fly off, she managed to hook her fingers round the guttering. However, Elsie was going so fast, she swung forward. Her fingers unhooked and she felt herself hurtling through the air. She tried to grab something, but she was so much going very fast. So then ultimately she was just hurling, going very fast in the air. So then she's coming down. She's saying, no,